You could, but we can air him out. What's up, everyone? It's your girl, Fantastic Frankie, and
It's me, Michael, Black Gay Comic Geek. How you doing?
had crossover episode.
Crossover joint episode.
Shout outs to us. We're on both. We're streaming on both channels.
Yes, we are.
Which
Never
is
done
something
this. Never done this before.
I've never done this before, but I'm happy to be here. Welcome, everyone. We are here to discuss X-Men 97. Okay.
Yes,
Nebo,
yes.
Nebo, shout outs to you. I tried to give it a little bit of breath before I started. Nebo came in to
Ready.
the watch party,
Ready. Came in ready.
but he came into the watch party wild late. So we're done. We're like, all right, guys, we're about to do the review. He's like,
Dang.
damn, it's over. I ain't watch it. I was like, yeah, man, you gotta
Dang.
come.
He on
But
CP
he locked
time.
in.
He on CP
He locked
time.
in. He locked in though. He locked in. He's watching it now. And he should be done in a second if he started like right when he started. Look at Know Better, Do Better here. So he ready. I got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. This episode was jam-packed.
It was. There was a lot. There was a lot. There was a lot going on in this episode.
It was jam-packed. So initial thoughts before we get into it. And once again, everyone, this is a spoiler view. So we are spoiling episode 3, season 1 of X-Men 97. If you haven't seen it and you don't want to be spoiled, this is not the place for you.
What's this
Mike,
episode called? Find the fire, feel the fire, something fire.
Let me see. It is called Fire Made Flesh.
Fire made flesh. I knew it had fire in the topic.
That shit go so hard. Fire Made Flesh goes so hard. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, overall, I did like this episode. Especially like the whole Madeline Pryor dream sequence and nightmare, like that, like the way that came about, like that was good. But I do feel like this could have been like 3 episodes, and I mentioned that before. Like I feel like a lot of it was rushed. So yeah, every moment could have been stretched out for 3 episodes. But I did overall enjoy this episode a lot. Like especially getting to talking about this show being cunty, Madeline Pryor.
Extra.
The moment she did the full like Sailor Moon transformation, I was like, cunt. Like I'm that girl Beyonce moment was playing.
You heard I'm that baby Cable. No better. You getting Forge at the end. This was for sure like very much like what's the word I'm looking for? Like an Easter egg heavy. This is what you want to see type thing.
Yeah, if you don't know the comics, you like, I don't know what.
Well, you don't even need to know the comics. I think even if you know, like if you watch the entire show of X-Men the animated series, I mean, obviously knowing the comics would help a lot here. But even from like the show perspective, like this was packed with like callbacks from the original show. And I did think it was very good, but I definitely thought it was like rushed, and it was like, how can we give the fans like an orgasm over these Easter eggs? Like from the magic, from Forge, from us learning from Madeline Pryor, the name, like everything about it was like really, really heavy on those themes. And I was like, this is kind of crazy.
Not even just the orgasm, but like I think a better analogy for this episode, because I was like, it's a lot happening at once. The moment where, well, I don't know, because you wouldn't know this as a woman, but the moment when the guy comes and the dick is like super sensitive, but then you keep sucking it, like stop.
Like, I do not know what that is. I will take your word for it.
That's what this episode felt like. It was like you're giving me a lot right now. Like
you could have said edging. We know what edging is.
Like slow down.
They were edging. Yeah, I definitely thought it was pretty wild. But yeah, let's get into it. Hello to everyone coming in. John Monroe said,
hey, everybody. If you're coming in the stream, do us a favor. Hit the like button. It'll help with the algorithm.
Frankey fronting. Ha! Here we go. Here go. This is a Cali nigga, but he's with a New Yorker, so he gave us a pretty well placed Ayo, and I
Hey yo,
appreciate that. Uh,
you're
yeah, Mike's from Jersey. That's why he sound like that. I'm sorry, y'all. Mike is
I just got off of work too.
absolutely
My energy, I need to
your
boost
your energy a
my
little
energy. Yeah,
off. Okay, okay, okay. Well, let's get into it. You know I got notes. You know I got B roll.
yeah.
You know I
Frankie
covered.
prepared. I don't be writing notes. I just be like,
You, you
what we
really.
talking about? What's going on?
Well, let's start with the beginning of the episode. So the beginning of the episode essentially starts like right at the
Oh, I just noticed. Sorry, somebody was like, "Oh, we both wearing storm shirts." I didn't
no,
notice that.
wearing a Weapon X shirt.
Oh,
Storm is on my microphone.
oh, okay. There we go.
You're on there because I saw you had that Storm shirt on. So I was like, let me
So you're just
get
like, nah,
it.
you ain't trying to match.
No, I was like, let me bring the Storm on so I can match because I had this shirt on
Oh,
already.
okay, okay. I'll
I
take it.
do have a Storm shirt. I should have put a Storm shirt on, but we all good. We're all good. So let's start at the beginning. I didn't get a picture of Beast yet, and I should have because he's trifling as fuck. Initially, they go in and they're like, immediately, hey, this is not Jean, right? Because that's the question we're all wondering. Like, who is Jean? I was like, maybe they'll defer from the comics and this actually be Jean, and like Madeline Pryor was before. Like, I don't know how that would make sense. But I don't know. There was a moment that I was like, all of these moments, everything I like about Gene in this series so far in 97 is due to like Madeline. And so I was hoping that this was still Gene, knowing that it wasn't, because I was like, what does that mean for the Gene that we know? And sure enough, the minute our Gene come in, just
Yeah,
every second
the
this nigga
second
say,
I'm like, that's Jane. The second she shows up,
I said, God damn it. God damn it, there she go. That's our Gene.
and it happened twice in this episode. She used her pop, she fainted again. I was like, here we go again. Here we go again. And
So
yeah,
like,
no,
God,
go ahead.
I guess I was just really upset because I felt like Beast just threw that shit out there. He was like, so by the way, this is a clone. Like, he ain't bring him to another room. He ain't say this is gonna be really hard for you to hear. He was just like, yeah, so this is actually our Gene right here. Did y'all know that? Your baby's the baby of a clone. Like, he just
Yeah.
immediately, and I don't know. I was like, I just felt like he
There was
could
no
have done
like
it
you
a
might
little
need to sit
nicer.
out. Sit down for a moment. Like I have some this is gonna be crazy. Maybe it's something wrong. He was just like, yeah, like
This is a clone.
your mom's is whack, you fake, like
Your mom's is whack is crazy. Your mom's is
you
whack
just
is
had a
crazy.
baby and like is the baby real? Like, and this Cyclops is looking like, wait a minute.
Right? So then that's my question too. And we'll get into Cyclops in a actually, I'll get into it now because I don't have that many B-roll of Cyclops. For those of you who don't remember the original show and aren't familiar with the comics, Cyclops and his father have a really strained relationship. He doesn't know his father for a very long time. There's a period of time where he's working in tandem with his father, doesn't know
Doesn't
that's
even know it,
him.
yeah.
Right. And so he's taking the role of being a father very seriously. At least that's what it seems like. And so to find off like off rip, like, yo, this is not the woman that I'm supposed to have a baby with. Like, this is a clone. To think like, is this baby real? Like, what's going on? Like, I just couldn't imagine how that would feel if I were him, you know?
Yeah, like just you can kind of see it all on his face. Like, yo, like granted, you can't see his eyes, but that expression, he's just like, yo,
Yo, look at my boy's eyebrow. Let me zoom in here. I love a good zoom in. Look at my boy's eyebrows. Oh, these are
that
wrong
man is
on.
stressed.
Let me go to the other one. Yeah, let me zoom in here.
Yeah, look at that crease. Look at that crease in his
Sorry.
forehead.
He's stressed, yo. My boy is like, who is this woman? Nah. We don't gotta see his eyes to see this.
Yeah, and I feel you on the whole like at first because I was like, I don't think they're gonna do Madeline Pryor. That might be a little too complicated for a
For
TV
the
series. So I was thinking, oh, they're just gonna say it was Jean Grey, it was Jean all along, and we're just gonna skip past. But then when we saw that, I was like, oh no, so they're actually going here. And They went there and immediately was just like, yeah, no, this is a clone. She's not
This is
real.
what are we gonna do from here?
Yeah,
I think also something that I'm really glad that they did, and it's also like very smart of the show to do, is they're relying on the original series, which pushes viewership back to the original series. So because this is essentially season 6 of X-Men the animated series, they they aren't afraid to do a complicated storyline like this Madeline Pryor one, because they're like, you should know the history of Sinister. You should know the history of Morph. You should know all this because we've already given it to you, regardless if you've seen the comics. But I also feel like the show itself never strayed away from complicated storyline. Like the first episode of X-Men the Animated Series is Night of the
Night of the
Sentinels.
Sentinel. Yeah,
So it's like they not, they're like, we're gonna do it and we're gonna figure it out. The Phoenix Saga is 5 episodes, 5 30-minute, 22-minute episodes. And so I knew there was a huge possibility. I just didn't want it to be true,
yeah, and the thing about this, because if this was like a reboot or anything like that, they would never jump into like a complicated story like this
Right.
in a brand new series. But the fact that this is technically season 6 of X-Men, and I did read that since the announcement of X-Men 97, viewership of the original series has gone up,
Mm-hmm.
and so they're expecting you to be like, they'll give you a little bit of backstory, but they don't really give you that much. They're like, nah, the Phoenix stuff happened. We're not going to tell you what, like, if you want to know, go back and watch. It's on Disney Plus. It's for free. If you're already watching this show, you got free access to it. So
Go ahead and do it.
all you need to know is right there.
And
And
honestly, I think that's such a great move because it would make, if they included all of that and handheld everyone that they didn't, it would make it boring for us, right? Like for people who just rewatched it, we'd be like, yo, what's up? If you know, agreed. Like either you know what's going on or you don't. If you don't, figure it out. And I
then
think they
you have the
also knew
access.
they have the access. And I also think that they knew that people were going to submit it, right? That there would be influencers who say, this is exactly what happened in X-Men the Animated Series before this dropped to help us along. Like, they're going to
Yeah,
be
like the new
so
rock stars.
exact. Who did? New Rock Stars did a 1 hour. You could find out everything that happened in 1 hour. But I will say this, when you do that, sometimes they miss things. They're going to talk about overarching plots, and you're going to miss, like, you may miss small Easter eggs that you didn't see before. I do want to bring up Morph, who is indeed a messy bitch.
Morph is mad messy, but I love it. I love it. I love it.
You love how messy, yo.
And honestly, this moment, I'm glad. This moment and this part kind of solidified my whole thing with Wolverine and
I
Morph.
was just gonna say
I'm
you're
like,
right. I'm just gonna
confirmed,
say
confirmed.
confirmed, because not just that he came. It's like he's playing a little too much. And we're gonna get into how know better, do better. Are you still here? Let me see if he's here. If you could DM me on Instagram, I need to add you on the stream link because he is a big Wolverine lover, and Morph is kind of thirsty, but I think that this is mutual.
It's definitely mutual because
Wolverine is thirsty as fuck.
I don't think Morph would have like came up on Wolverine if Wolverine wasn't down. This is like you've already gotten permission type of.
This was post consent.
Exactly. This is post consent. Like
This
the consent was already given when they was tumbling in the bushes the episode before.
Way before then, honestly.
Yeah. So like they totally fucking.
I think so. And you
the
know
fact
what's
that
so funny?
he pulled the clock, walked in on him in the shot. I was like, nah, like this is confirmed. Like,
and you know what's so crazy?
He was
as I was watching this scene, I said, "Damn, Mike was right. Mike was right," and I was
Put that
talking
on
crazy.
Put that on
Mike
the shirt.
was right. Did I put the other one? Oh, okay. I'll go back before we go there. But even, oh man, I know I screenshotted it. Please tell me. No, I didn't. Okay. Give me a second. I'm gonna bring this back up. But even that joke he played on Gambit and
Was it a joke though?
yeah, it wasn't really a joke, but he was kind of like, he's always the one to be like, get over yourself. Like, you need to chill. But I think it's also great that Morph is getting a personality that I really didn't get to see in the like he made jokes, but he was corny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This Morph is like
He's
like
messy. He's
he's
messy. He's messy.
messy. I
But a lot of it is
I
the
fuck with how
messiness.
messy he is
A lot of
though.
it is messiness based in truth, right? Because like pointing out that schedule between Rogue and Wolverine, like or
Right,
Rogue and
right.
Magneto, it's
Yeah.
true, but he's kind of rubbing it in Gambit's face. He's like, so yo,
No,
Rogue and
I
Magneto,
think
they got a lot
I
of alone time in the danger room. Like, what's
he
up with
put
that?
that
Like,
in there. They
check your
didn't put
girl,
this in there.
huh?
He put this, he scheduled this. Rogan Magneto did not schedule all these times.
You sure? Because they were
The
gone.
times were
They were gone
ridiculous.
the whole episode. Where were they at?
I think they may have scheduled some time, but I think that he was. Let me bring up the clips, y'all. Now that I know how to put up the clips, but the times were so outrageous that I was like, oh, he's clearly like he added some time on there. You get what I'm saying? Like to show, like to add to that joke. And then there's a point where there's not even it's blank, and he's like, look, all day, and he was still saying it. So I think he added on some quick time to like tease him, and then he was like, yo,
Or maybe
you
he
know,
saw they had like 3 sessions, and then he's like, nah, let me add a little bit more to.
to the 3 sessions
Yeah.
exactly. But I don't think it was as much time as they was like capping about. Where is it? Okay, here it is. And
I'm not
actually,
gonna
while we're
hold
on
you. They
this,
were gone the whole. They were gone the whole episode.
they
Like,
were not gone. He went with the Magneto went with them. They were gone only in the beginning. Magneto went
yeah,
with
but
them
they
too.
came back towards the end. Like that. Yeah, Magneto went to the Sinisters, but they were gone throughout most of that.
Oh, you're saying until that they were out.
Yeah, like where were they?
That's
Where were they
how
at?
long was that? An hour? How long was that for
I
real?
don't know, but they were gone.
Before I show the clip that I'm talking about, I do want to kind of joke that like Gambit's worst fear was Rogue and Magneto getting bumping uglies on. It looked like Savage Island to me, like
Savage Land.
Savage Land to me. I always call it Savage Island, but it's something about it reminded me of Savage Land, and that's probably because of the influence that was coming in from Sinister, who was like ruling Savage Land at one point. But it's crazy because like Roberto was thinking about like not being accepted by his mother and like, you know, being rejected. Like Morph is thinking about the time that he was like mentally violated. And this nigga's thinking about this girl being with another man. Like that's his worst fear. Cyclops saw a dead man tell him he wasn't enough. And this
Yeah,
man was just, like, that's kind of crazy.
I mean, when you look like Gambit, like
You're not used to
you're
rejection.
not used to rejection.
Yeah. So he's like, I can't. God imagine. Okay, so I got this clip up. Let me get on here. Oh, is it not showing? Here. Let me stop the
And
screen.
not only just that, but even more, like Morph saw Sinister, but the first thing he saw was Wolverine. He saw them buns.
He saw the
And
buns.
he saw the buns, not for the first time.
And there was no shock on me
No, there was no shock on his face.
absolutely no shock. Okay. So look, warning, right? Oh wait, hold on. Let me put on closed captions. Shout outs to them to having subtitles in so many different languages.
Yeah.
Yo, every time I say buns, just my ticklet. Uh, it's hilarious. Set my email to your TikTok. Y'all, I cannot get on TikTok. Find me
TikTok.
on.
What?
Find me on.
Send it to
DM me
Instagram.
on Instagram.
I don't be looking at. I don't. Who
No,
look at TikTok DMs?
yo, exactly. Okay. Yo, also Gambit's voice is so look, he's bored. He's tired. He says rematch then because he doesn't want to do it. Let's see who's up next.
Yeah,
That is there, right?
that's there.
This is 8 to 10. 10 p.m.
10,
to 12 p.m.
10, 12. I mean,
That's out 14 hours.
they got that mutant stamina.
That's outrageous. There is a good question in here. How can Magneto negate her powers? So Magneto puts electromagnetic
Electromagnetic.
electromagnetic field around himself. And so when she touches him, she's not quite touching him, if that makes any sense. So it like disables her power.
It's like if you get those ultra thin condoms. it's basically kind of like that. So like that thin layer, like it's a very thin layer of electromagnetic layer, but because when we touch people, it's all electrical impulses. So he still feels it as if that layer is not there.
This is something that someone said in my comments, which I agree. When I did a video, Rogue could have gotten one of them power dampening chokers from John.
Yeah, I posted that video today on TikTok.
Yeah, I saw it. Oh yeah, you did say that. But I'm like, if she wanted to, she would.
That's what I said. I said if she want, I said Rogue. This is how I opened my video. I said Rogue could totally give Gambit a blowjob if she wanted to.
Yeah, if she wanted to.
If she wanted to. They got a whole power dampening collar. She's always complaining about, oh, I can't touch nobody. You got the technology right there. You got the technology right there. And so if she really wanted to touch Gambit, kiss on Gambit, but it was all about being flirtatious.
So Kyle, Big Kyle, I always want to say Kyle. Big Kid Al. I don't know why I read it like Big Kid Al. Oh, Nemo, you back. Let's go. Nemo, weigh in on this. Do you think that this 12 p.m. was a typo? Or was it supposed to be 12 p.m. to 12 a.m.? To me, I thought it was it was trying to suggest that Morph had put it in and was
I didn't even notice that.
Oh, you know me, I'll be going frame by frame. I'm like, yeah, what can I talk about? But yeah, we don't know. I don't think even 12 p.m. to 2, like he has a room. Why are they doing it in the danger room?
Cause they mutant, like they superheroes. They want some danger in their life. Like
it might have been a typo. I'm gonna ask. I know one of the artists. I'm gonna ask one of the artists. Jerry Gaylord is on it. I'm gonna ask. 12 p.m. or 12. That's what I'm saying. I think it was 12 p.m. the next day, and they're trying to say like Morph is fucking with him. You know what I mean? But it could not be, right? It could just be a
so typo. They got the 10 p.m. time slot. Well, then it'll say Saturday. I don't know, because that's what that. Maybe that's what that. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta leave my boy alone. We ain't even get to the tip of it, okay? Because we're gonna go hard on Wolverine. Because Wolverine is a thirsty little hoe. Let me tell you,
he is.
He a thirsty little hoe, and
he's still at 5 seasons. He still hasn't learned. Like, what are you doing?
Let me tell you something. Wolverine was like, "I'm going home with something." He said, "I'm going home with something."
Yeah, he's like, "It's 2 G's now. I can at least get." Nah, I gotta pull one of them. I gotta at least get one of them.
He said, "Ain't no way." But he
like, "Damn, this is what I was hoping for all my life."
You peeped? He didn't say, "Let me get Madeline. Let me get Madeline because ain't no way." Yeah, see, Big Kid Out. I know. Look, logically, what you're saying is right, but I want to believe this. I wouldn't believe it. He said it is 2-hour increments, and so that's probably a typo. But it's even funnier if it's not.
If it's not,
and Morph was just
because that'll lean into the fact that Morph is playing games.
Is playing games, but it may not. But either way, so now we know that Sinister is behind all of this, and I did want to talk a little bit about. We're not going to get into the comics. We're going to get into. Let me stop.
Hold on, wait a minute. Turn the TV down. What are you doing?
Oh, you got a baby in it.
This is why I don't have kids. This is why I don't have kids.
I'm so sorry, y'all. Just so you know, we have taken in another.
We took in a stray.
Destructive Jugo. We do.
You've seen him on Frankey's channel. You've seen him on Frankey's channel before.
You've seen him do my Invincible breakdowns, and he's obviously our little baby. Since we can't conceive together,
he turned the TV on mad loud. I'm like,
I heard it. I heard the TV. I'm so sorry. He should be locking in, and what he should be doing is watching X-Men.
Yeah, you need to be watching X-Men.
You need to raise that child right. You need to raise that child. Give him a laptop and some headphones and have him watch up. He's playing. Like, give him an iPad. Turn him into an iPad, baby.
I'm about to treat me like I'm a kid. Lock back in. I'm ready to.
Lock back in. I don't
have an iPad.
Oh, damn. I'll give him the iPad to borrow for the weekend so he can be quiet. But I did want to bring up the story of Morph. Throughout the entire series of X-Men, the animated series, Morph is struggling with mental health due to Sinister. Like, in the first episode, Morph is the reason why we understand that they are fighting for their lives because he seemingly dies.
Yeah, he was the first casualty.
Yeah, he's the first casualty, and that's like episode 2.
Yeah, episode 2, episode 1.
You know, I think it was episode 2. It may have been 1.
But either way, it's like in the beginning, it's like
it was part
damn.
of night. It was part of a 2-part, which meant it was aired at the same time.
Like, yeah, they're not saying. Not only did he potentially die, we thought he was dead. Then Beast was in jail the whole season. It was like, dang, none of them.
Yo, Beast is always in jail. Charles is always gone. But I think it was important. And one thing that I will give a critique to this episode is that, like, they. Oh, good. Oh, he gave me a Gmail. Okay. They kind of like forget about him after, right? Like they remind us that he has a connection with Sinister, and then they get into the Gene stuff, and after he kind of gets like taken over, that's it. We don't check back in with Morph or anything. And I'm like, this is a big deal that Morph went back to Sinister, and then he got violated by Sinister again, and it's something that we really don't get to see, you know.
I think it's also a thing of the times of like the 90s. They didn't really deal with mental health and all of that other stuff.
I'm talking about this episode.
Oh, you talking about this episode? This
episode in the 90s, I feel like they really did a great job because, like, even
well, no, but I'm saying after we had that episode, we ain't really seen him no more. He had that episode when he was dealing with Sinister.
There's a bunch of episodes. There's a whole season, actually 3 seasons, where Wolverine is trying to find him, and every time he finds him, he's like, "Bro, I'm not right. Like, I don't think it's safe for me to be with the X-Men." And it isn't until the finale that he's finally like,
yeah.
Charles
so I'm saying it was that one moment, and then he kind of like.
But this is within one
episode. They ain't nobody checked on him. It's like, oh, Sinister. But what? Like, we already know more. It was just like, Morph, where he at? All right, I'm gonna take you. But it's not. Nobody really was just like, are you okay? You good? Not even his man, Wolverine.
It was very wild of them for them to have him go into Sinister's crib. Like, he could have brought them there, and they were like, all right, Morph, it's time for you to dip because we don't want you to, you know what I mean? Like, why? And furthermore, why was Wolverine staying back? He's an offensive player. He should have been up in that crib with them.
Because he ain't want to fight Jean. He's too busy trying to get other Jean.
Trying to get
her to wake up.
Insane. Also, good. He'll hop in a second. But yeah, I want more from Morph, and I hope he gets a dedicated episode. Although it looks like somebody else is gonna get the next episode, but I hope that we revisit what this encounter with Sinister is.
Because it does seem like, he throws in the jokes and things like that, and they are funny because he's messy, but at the same time, there's still a lot of trauma and story there. Like, even when he brought up Sinister and he turned back into himself, when we saw him back with the like baggy eyes, clearly he's still affected by what happened. Like, it's in some ways it reminds me a lot of Astarion from
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes.
I'm gonna play this when I'm out. Also, Know Better, Do Better is here. What's up, man?
Yo, what up? What's popping?
What's up? Please tell everyone who you are, introduce yourself, and then we'll get into Morph.
Yo, what's up, y'all? New Better, Do Better. I am a Lord of the Rings lore expert, content creator. I also love X-Men as my favorite animated show back in the day. So I've been creating content about that since the show came out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, come follow me. New Better, Do Better, all platforms.
Is it New Better? I've been saying No Better forever.
Girl, you so messy. I just let it slide.
If it makes you feel better, I don't know how to, like, I mess up so many names.
I'd be seeing it and I'll be cracking up. Kyle. Don't stop doing that. That's like part of your shit.
I can't. I'm not doing it on purpose. I think I just packed so much information in my head that it's like, I gotta get real estate.
Now, like,
I'll just say whatever. And sometimes I'll make up things. Like, I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna call someone. I'm gonna give them a nickname or something like that. And sometimes I just be like, it is what it is. But yes, we were talking about Morph and essentially how
Morph is
I
a
don't know
wild boy.
why did they bring him to the house? Like he could have brought them to the house, but after he like showed them where Sinister's crib was, they should have
He
been like,
shouldn't
you
have
need
been
to go
there.
home. I
Yeah,
agree.
the whole thing. What I didn't like about the episode was the team that he called to go was weird. That's the only part of
I
the
said
episode I
who
didn't like.
assembled this team?
I'm like,
Magneto did.
what are you talking about? Why would you bring Morph there? That's a liability right there.
Morph was definitely. I think having Morph and Cyclops, both of them
Both
were
is liability.
liability.
Shit, they didn't make any sense.
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
mean, yeah, but I disagree with the Cyclops one only because we've seen from the animated series that he's one of the only ones that can actually hurt Sinister.
Oh no,
That's
that is
true.
true. That is true.
Yeah.
You know what? I like that, Maji. Good catch right there. He is the one that can hurt Sinister. Him, Wolverine's claws hurt him a little bit too. So they should have had Wolverine go too.
Oh, they could have.
He's trying to get. He too busy trying to get the buns from Gene, original Gene.
They
but
could
he
have
been
said
trying to do this.
Cable. Cable would have been not Cable. Sorry, Bishop. Bishop would have been able to help him. He got the same type of energy blast.
Is it?
He can. I mean, he can. I don't know if it's. I think it changes the type of energy
Yeah, I
it
think
is.
it changes.
He could have been charged up. He could have been charged up and walked over there like Godzilla and just let it off. He could have been like, charge me up as much as you can.
Don't bring up that movie.
They could have charged my man up and he could have went there and then shot him up. And that even here, they didn't even need that. Sinister just dipped. He said, you know what?
No, he don't be Sinister really don't be one to smoke like that.
He don't.
If you notice, he really pussy in real life.
Yo, because they be coming to jump him. He be like, see, and this is why I don't like playing with y'all, because y'all got 8 of y'all up in here. Like,
I mean, the X-Men are a gang. Like they jump people.
they jumping. There's no rules in this shit. They definitely jump. Ain't no fair ones.
Ain't no fair ones. I see.
No, remember that shit? No fair ones committed. They definitely part of that gang, yo.
Always. And he lucky Storm wasn't there. Storm couldn't shoot the fair.
She's not shooting the fair. She's not giving it a 5. No, it's not happening.
I did really, really enjoy the way that they had Madeline Power. I had a love-hate relationship with it because I was talking to Mike earlier. This is the first time I felt really proud of Jean. And I feel like anytime we see Jean like actually showing her power and showing who she really is, it's because she's controlled by something else. Even if it's her actual power, Jean never exercises it in any way. And even here, she's not OP until she's under the influence of Sinister. Right.
The Goblin Queen.
Which I don't understand neither. I also was like, okay, I can see her giving everybody else a problem. She's not doing that to Magneto a little.
I did a live watch on my Discord and someone brought it up. And I think a piece of it is Magneto don't want to wear the condom anymore. And so now
he forgot. Yeah, you're right.
He don't want to wear it because now that Charles is gone, he's like, yo, no helmet. And I'm like, bro, there's still a
telepath.
You still gotta protect
it. Still danger.
And the same thing that he said, the real G passes out.
She came into Madeline instantly.
Yo, I seen that shit.
I said, yo, my house, and then fainted.
She said, oh.
I mean, but I really liked Madeline, and I really liked. It's funny, all those episodes of Sinister, none of them have ever been horror episodes the way that this one was. And it really helped me understand like how Morph feels every time he enters his mind and how horrifying that is. And it was like they really played up for it was only for 5 minutes. Actually, I can go to it in a bit, but they really played up to like the horror imagery, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that they. Oh my bad.
Go ahead.
I really enjoyed that they didn't have Morph just forget and just act regular. Like he was like, nah, like because sometimes shows. Oh, he's all better now because Morph in the first series was not okay. Never after that, he never was okay. And now when you see him in the first 2 episodes, he's like, oh, he's good now. He's back to his old self where it showed that he really not. And we even see a glimpse of the old Morph's face. I really appreciated that they did that. I think he probably, changed the joint now. Like, yo, this is a fresh joint.
And I think that's why he does he feels like he could be anyone now because he doesn't have that face. Like, look how horrifying this shit is. This is terrifying. Like, this is so weird. But like, even this is Charles Xavier. I love that they gave him the eyebrows still. But just to see how horrifying it is, and to think that like this is probably Moore's reality often. He probably dreams like this. He probably sees this. And I feel like they never played into that ever, you know?
No, and it's also showing a little bit more of the power, because this is all in their mind. So
Yeah.
showing the power of Madeline.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Because they said Sinister ain't never cooked like this.
Yeah.
They're
who can do this? They instantly was just like, and then it was like Cyclops. Granted, I get it, but he was kind of a bitch from this one. He was like, it's the clone. Like, he instantly was just like, nah, fuck this Jean. Like,
and that's what Jean said to him, right? Jean was like, Storm bang with me. Storm would have believed me.
Storm would have believed me.
And it's like, that's something I really want to. This man freaked out because he saw his girls getting some buns. But like Storm would have trusted her, and it's crazy to me that,
or at least been like,
well, let's investigate it.
Like, we need to think about this, or like talk about it. Everybody was just like,
damn.
Yeah,
we trust Beast. I was glad he was like, let's run more tests. She's like, nah, fuck these tests. You watch me have this baby.
I think they've been through so much though that they like, yo, we gotta trust like that. This, you know, they've been kidnapped so much. So he's like, yo, it makes sense. I feel like they've been kidnapped mad times. Scott,
they've been all of them.
Sinister been getting at them. You know what I'm saying? Like every time they try to have a honeymoon, they got kidnapped 3 times, bro.
Yeah, they did get kidnapped. So when do you think Sinister switched them?
That's what I've been trying to figure out. Like, when?
He could have did it one of the 3 times that they switched. That
I think
maybe the second time.
Maybe it was the time that she came back as the Phoenix.
I don't think it was that.
I think
it was the time that Sinister had them.
Now I'm trying to think, is that beforehand, before the Phoenix?
Because remember, she landed on like the beach and they had to come like look for her. Like they didn't know she was there. So that's plenty of time to do a swap.
Yeah, like, yo, it's crazy because if that would mean Madeline was the Phoenix, then
but that's what I'm saying. So there was, the first time was when they were on their honeymoon at that island. I forgot.
Yeah. The first time
I remember.
I don't think it, but the second time it could have potentially been Savage Land.
Yeah, the Savage Land, I think.
But that one, there was so much other things going on. I don't think it was Savage Land. And they weren't really kidnapped. Like, they came at the very end. You know what I mean? At that time, he really kidnapped Charles and Magneto.
He kept them all in the one same cage.
The third time, I'm trying to remember, was after the Phoenix Saga.
Yeah, it was the time with Apocalypse.
Yes, that was after the Phoenix Saga in season 3.
And he just kidnapped Jean.
Yes.
Yeah. I told it probably was then.
So yeah, maybe.
But if he did switch him at the honeymoon, that's 5 years. Yeah, everybody's fine. That's terrible.
We don't know which one, like when we were who had the memories, who was the Phoenix, who wasn't the Phoenix, who married Cyclops, who didn't marry. So there's a lot of, if they really want to, granted, it's only 10 episodes, so they ain't gonna do that a lot. But like her and Morph and Madeline could like really come together and like not trauma bond, but like,
yo, you know something else I was thinking about too? Jean knows that Cable is not her son. Because she saw that. Yeah, she saw that when Cable came back. She looked into Cyclops, his mind, Cable mind, and Cyclops, and was like, yo, because Cyclops was about to blast. He was like, no. She was like, no, Scott. And he was like, yo, why you stop me? And she was like, yo, she couldn't say it, but she was like, yo, he means more to you than you even know. But she know it ain't her kid.
What? But that's my thing. It is, dang. Ask Ate the name, the ship of whatever. Is that not her son?
The ship of what?
It's Madeline's son.
The ship of Theseus.
Thank you. The ship of Theseus. Is that not her son? That Madeline is her. They share memories. They don't know which is which.
I mean, it's
like
blood,
an Invincible.
But it ain't her son.
No, but it's closer to Invincible. The Muller twins. You watch Invincible?
Yeah.
So you know how the Muller twins don't know who's the clone type, and like to them, they've existed at the same time. That's what Jean was hinting at the end. I will say it doesn't seem like she has a connection to Nathan, right? She doesn't say goodbye to him, but neither does Cyclops, who's probably really messed up in the
Yeah,
head.
that was wild. They just that was kind of
Yeah, they
wild.
sent him away without a final.
Yeah,
After
that
he
was
did
rough.
that whole speech, I'm not gonna abandon my son, and then
he
he don't
abandoned.
say goodbye.
And it was weird because he's like, I'm not going to abandon my son. And then he storms out. So you're abandoning your son. Like, what are you doing?
I just want to let it be known that Bishop is cold in the motherfucker because Bishop was just like, all right, lady, I gotta go. Like, I ain't got time for this thing. Took the baby.
You gotta get him out. Also, he in a rush.
He was like, yo, I'm out.
He's ready to go back and be a slave catcher again.
He ain't say, y'all take good care of him, nothing. He just was out. Like
he said 2 fingers. And I think that's also very big of him, although he doesn't know. I thought it was kind of poetic that he is the one saving Nathan when Nathan came to kill him in season 2. So it's like, yeah, it was just very poetic that like now he's holding this baby who he doesn't know is Cable, but like he's like essentially saving the man who's out to kill him, and washes him. Like I gotta show y'all this episode one of these days, but like he comes out to blood for blood. That episode, like he is going hard on to the point where Bishop's like, what I do to you, sir? I don't know you. Why are you tripping like this? You know what I mean?
I need to go back and rewatch. I'm still on season 1. So
yeah, it goes up. I will say it is the one thing that's hard to rewatch is the animation is so terrible. And I think that's why some people have issues with this animation because they're trying to mimic the frame rate. But the animation is choppy to the point where like it's comical.
Like the animation, I like the drawing, the
design.
Yeah, the design, but the way it is choppy for me.
Man, I'm old. I like the old animation.
Over this?
You like the old animation?
Yeah, I'm an old man. Like I like Thundercats animation, all of that shit from back in the day.
Dang.
I like that. I prefer that old shit. Transformers, the old first shit. I like that type of drawing and animation.
Are you talking about episode 1 of this show, or are you talking about the original?
Nah, the old original.
No.
This one is
David.
This one feels more weird.
I'm talking about David.
Okay, my bad.
Rogue was too slow. Did she fight in episode? Yeah, but I think it's that slowness that you're feeling is the fact that they're animating on like current technology and slowing down. Oh, you're talking about original episode. Yeah, absolutely. But it's because they're drawing it by hand.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's hand.
They can't. They don't have a project to do it. So like, but actually, I take that back. Akira, they was cooking in Japan. Akira came out same time. Dragon Ball Z was same time.
Dragon Ball is all hand drawn. Yeah.
Dragon Ball had came out. That was hand drawn as well. So like, they could have called one of them. They could have been like, "Yo, y'all cooking over there? I don't know what y'all doing. Please give us a little bit of the sauce. We are struggling." But I love the show, so we can't be too hard on it. But yeah, what did you guys think of the original fight scene?
I want to get his opinion of the whole Wolverine and Morph.
Oh yeah, because you was going.
Let me tell
Wolverine, the original hater. Period. Yeah. Let me go get a picture of Wolverine while you talk.
Yo, let me get a picture of Cyclops. Like we could do this all day.
You got the floor. I put you on the floor.
All right, boom. I'm gonna put it to you like this. Morph is a big jokester. If we go back to the original series, even when he was trying to get at them, he's playing mad jokes on them. He's mad funny. First of all, he do shit. He could have really hurt them, but he'd rather play jokes on them and get them mad at each other and have them fight amongst themselves. But he's doing it mad funny in that dumbass laugh that he got. Come on, we know he's playing. Like he's messing with Wolverine, and that's his buddy. He's trying to mess with him, cheer him up. That's what he was doing. It ain't. I don't think they're getting together. Come on.
You don't think that?
You don't think? And I wouldn't care if they did get together, but it just ain't in the cards.
Okay.
Like it ain't in the cards. He's fucking with Wolverine.
Okay.
It's because he. Like Wolverine said, you're the only one that can make me laugh. He's the only one that ever make Wolverine laugh. That's his whole nature is to mess with them. Before he gets killed by the Sentinels, he is joking the whole time, messing with them when they're walking to the. You know what I'm talking about, Frankie? He's messing with them.
Yeah,
like, I think he's
joking when the man's in the shower. He about to give him a little background.
He's wild. He's definitely
and not even just that, but then you have to add the extra element that Madeline was showing everybody like what they wanted or whatever, like at first, or like so like she knows that was in his mind. It wasn't like it was actually Wolverine. So like
maybe Morph might like Wolverine.
But you
That
don't
might
think
be a thing.
I think that that's fair to say too, right?
I think
That
yeah, like I think like Morph might be caught up definitely on Morph end, but Wolverine is got eyes for Jean the
Gene.
most. But Wolverine has been a simp. And that's so it don't hurt my feelings for you calling him a sucker for love, thirst, none of that. Because everybody he be falling for love, man, quick. Lady Deathstrike, she trying to kill him, and he's still like, "Yo, they go, like, get out of here, calm down, my guy." Like, all of that.
But with the thing about Lady Deathstrike that's different than Jean is that they have an actual relationship, and he feels responsible for Lady Deathstrike. So like him trying to connect with her and like being upset that she's trying to kill him or like doesn't want to connect with him makes sense. He thought she was dead. They were in love. They had an actual relationship. This is not, they do not do this. And then, he goes into this emotion. No, he takes the opportunity to take advantage of this mentally unstable woman and plant images of God knows what.
It's something there on her end though, because she don't never shut him down to the point where she should be shutting him down.
This girl is sick. She's in a hospital bed. She's in a hospital bed right now.
Not just that, but the moment she sees Cyclops, she like,
oh yeah,
I gotta go help my man.
He said, keep on going deeper. So she gets her memories back. She said, oh, thank God. He said, go a little deeper. He showed him eating her box. I promise you, he was definitely thinking. Yeah. He said, keep going deeper. Look how excited my man is.
He definitely has some images of like 69 in his mind. Like he's way too excited right here. He way too excited right here.
Oh, y'all lucky. Disney Plus ain't let me do it. My man's is so excited. He said, go a little bit more. I know you got your memories. Go a little more.
You know, I'm that's fair. That's fair. I'm not worried about him being a sucker for that. He's a sucker for love for Jean. He could be a sucker for love, man. Cyclops still whack though.
Cyclops
he don't know his real girl box. Cyclops don't know his real girl box.
It's identical box.
It's the same. Yeah,
the girl don't know her box.
Listen, the moves can't be the same.
His girl
they know the same moves though. They got the same memories.
I will say that you have a point there, and I think that this is also something that Wolverine is going to take advantage of, but two, something that's going to be a point of contention between Cyclops and Jean, because it's clear that Madeline's personality was different, and I thought she was just becoming more confident because of time, because of becoming a mother, but it's clear that she's a different person personality wise. And so for at least a year he's been in love with someone with a different personality, right? Because identical twins aren't the same, even though they have identical DNA. And so what is that going to do to his psyche? And they kind of hint at it in one of the last frames where they're looking at each other on opposite ends of the room. And
they're apart.
Yeah, they're apart because she can't relate, right? She can't relate to what he's going to. If she's not connected to Nathan, him like he has the picture of Nathan in his hand. Him like being upset about it has nothing, she can't relate to it. And now she also has to come to grips with the thought of like, you were in love with someone that wasn't me. Like you thought it was me, but you couldn't tell. And even though it's almost impossible to tell, I thought we had a stronger connection, you know?
Yeah. And not only just that, but like just talking about his connection to like him not knowing, but then he also has to try to figure out who this woman is, who this version of Jean Grey is, because he thought it was, because like you said, Madeline is a little bit more aggressive in the sense, and then also he's fallen in love with a woman, a Jean Grey that hasn't fainted the whole time. Now you got to deal with this.
I like this.
Like constantly fainting
nice.
He probably riding crazy. Like you don't even know. Like she got the memories, but how you use those memories, your personality is not going to be the same just because you a clone.
Yeah, because they kind of alluded to that with Madeline. It's like, I've been wanting to leave for a while, but the other Jean, she's never had that desire to want to leave.
Exactly. So, I agree. It's very different. And not just that, but I could see in Cyclops and the way that he was interacting with Madeline that he trusted her more, right? There were at least 2 scenes where he was like, you met my wife?
Yeah,
and then he was like, cook him real quick. Like, and that was when she was pregnant. She was pregnant. And he was like, come in and handle this boy for me. And I don't know if he trusts, I've never seen him trust Jean in that way. Now, some of that is the new writing where they're giving more propers to the women, because in the same way that he was like giving the forecast, he wasn't moving like that with Storm before either. But I like to think that it's also telling that he trusts this version of Jean Grey more.
And then, like live from the 3-0 said, with this animosity that's between them, it's a perfect time for Emma to slide in.
Right on in.
Add some more discontent to the relationship.
Yeah, that's some competition for your ass right there.
Emma and Wolverine gonna be working overtime. They're gonna be working over.
You ain't gonna act like I'm crazy. Like I remember the episode when they got married and Wolverine was sulking. He ain't go to the wedding, and he was fighting Cyclops in the danger room, fake Cyclops or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Jean came in there. She said, I missed you at the wedding. And she come and touch his face. Like, come on, she's doing a little too much.
I'm gonna show you it wasn't too much. They friends. And you know what? I got that episode cute. Give me a second. I got that episode cute.
Pull it up. Because I'm like, if you
still cares about him, but that don't mean
I understand that. But I just say like I'm like, yo, man, I feel like she's playing with him a little bit. Man, I gotta go for my boy. I gotta speak up for him. I think that they're
friends. Though, like Jean, there has never been a moment where Jean was just like, stop.
Absolutely.
Stop.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like, yo, Wolverine, chill.
She enjoys the attention.
And we all know those females. We don't part of the problem a little bit.
We don't use females here.
Oh, my bad. We all know those type of people.
I know what you're talking about. We don't
women.
But she look. We about to show you right now. She's not like that. Okay.
Definitely a Wolverine supporter.
I definitely agree. Another Wolverine supporter. But I definitely agree that, first of all, Wolverine's in the danger room. This is the scene you're talking about. He's in the danger room at his worst fear. Yeah, you see this right here? This is Cyclops.
Yo, Frankey had that shit on deck. She pulled that shit up on deck.
Who programmed the Sentinel Cyclops for him?
He said, you can't have her.
Yeah, he had Beast do him a favor.
Oh my God. There's another episode I do want to show. It's really funny. The one with Gambit where he has to go back to the swamp. And he gets distracted and he turns the danger room up to 100 and Cyclops is getting washed. And Rogue walks in and Cyclops is like, please, somebody.
Yo, that nigga was like, Gambit. Stop.
And give it on the phone. It's really funny. If I can find that one, I will. But in the meantime, let's see what we're talking about here. Okay. So this is Jean after her wedding and her reception. The wedding and the reception are both over. Everyone is there. She works with, I'm just laying context. She works with Wolverine for years. She's worked with him for years. Everyone that's close to her that she's worked with is there. First of all, Alex loved doing the Lord's work. So I could pull up that scene. It's called Eternally Yours. I will. But everyone's there but Wolverine, and that has to hurt. So she comes to check in on him.
She know the vibes, man. Let the man be.
The man is hurt. He beat up. So he said, the hologram sounds good. We missed you at the wedding. Let's see. She feels bad. Wait, hold on. She feels bad. It's pity that we looking at.
Somebody pity, man. Why she coming up to the man like that? Look at her. That's she giving him the eyes, man.
No, that was pity. And then
giving him the eyes.
She hurt.
She didn't touch him.
Why come at all then? Yeah, we got. So you came to rub it in? Like, get out of here.
She went.
Is it rubbing it in? She's like, where were you? Like, I thought we were close.
Because she know the vibes.
If it was me, I would have not been as kind as Jean. I would have been like, get over yourself. Why were you at my wedding?
It's not going to happen. I love you, my dude. We friends. It's not going to happen. She should have said that.
That I agree with.
I agree with.
She did not. She never established his boundaries to this day.
Yeah, she played him a little too close for me.
Even when he was like deeper and showed her whatever he showed her, she did, and she got reminded of Scott. She wasn't like, Wolverine, you got to give it up. she said, "All right, well, let's go."
She was also occupied. She had to go fight Madeline. Like when she put up, like she did, like the black woman putting her hair in a ponytail. Like she was
did.
like,
I was waiting for the Vaseline to go on her face.
she did the full black, and that's because the black man's writing it. But like the moment she like did her ponytail, I was like, damn, she ready to fight.
I just want to tell Frankie that when Wolverine in the second episode, when Wolverine punched Cyclops in the stomach, it gave me so much joy. He said, "You know nothing, little man."
Yo, Wolverine got little man. Wolverine got little man complex. Also,
that's why they call him Wolverine. That's exactly why they call him Wolverine. He don't back down. He's a little guy that don't back down, and we the same height, so I love him.
Are you sure? I thought you were tall.
What? I'm short as a motherfucker. I'm the shortest person I've ever seen in my life. I'm short as a motherfucker.
It's not hilarious that you're short. It's hilarious that I'm sure everyone thinks that you're very tall.
Tall. I mean, I've seen you one time. I seen you at Comic-Con passingly, and I was like, "Damn, you is tall."
I'm tall. Yeah, that like 100% of the time when people meet me, they're like, "You tall."
Yeah, I'm short. I'm short. Everybody like, "Yo, damn, this dude's short." I'm short.
And you know what's so funny? I'm not that tall, but I think it's like I have really good posture, and I be walking like I own the place. So I'm 5'7", which is tall for a woman.
I mean, it's tall for a woman.
Did she just do?
But it's not tall.
Did she just really just do that to herself? I got good posture. Like, really? That's what we doing?
I do it. Look at my posture right here.
Brag a little bit. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here slouching as she talks. Like,
let me
set up.
Y'all out here like this, so y'all.
I'm sure. I'm 5'3". I'm always the shortest person in the room, but my personality is big.
Yeah,
and I love that. It makes me who I am. So I love being short.
Yo, Kevin Hart too.
You over here? Are you over here trying to telling a married woman to dig deeper into your mind? You doing
that? Is that your life?
Is that your life?
I'm married.
He said, "I'm back. I'm back on my own."
I ain't talking about that at all. Now I'm goofy.
That's so funny. All right, I found the episode. Thank you to, I think it was Live for 3-0. Who told me?
Yo, this is one of my favorite episodes.
This is actually an excellent episode too.
Excellent, yo.
Excellent. Okay, so Gambit is playing around. He gets a call from his brother, and then look at him.
Turns it up to 100.
And they all I talk about himself. Look at who's
Apocalypse.
Out there.
Look at the
Juggernaut.
Look who's out there. Oh my God. And they cleaning him up. And this man's on the phone. The man is
First of all, why do you even have that level? Like,
just in case. It's where like when it's 5 of us in there, and I went Cyclops all there on their own. Like if they have to train, they have to train. But look at him getting washed up in the back. Like every time they show Gambit on the phone, all you can see is
he's doing all right right now.
Right now.
Yeah, right now he's doing all right, but that shit about to.
Look at him in the back. Look at the background. He's trying.
I think Apocalypse about to hit him with the joint, like bomb.
Yeah. Wait.
They don't got that thing. Like call for help. Like press the button.
You can't do that. Call for help. And Gambit's up there, so he's like, Gambit, what's your problem? Yeah. Gambit's supposed to be the help. Look, he about to get it. Look, he get lined up. And look at Rose. Rose trying to chill. She looking.
She's like, what the hell?
Yo. Wait, let me go.
They blasted my boy.
Yo, she's like, yo, my boy is down so bad. Hold on. Y'all.
Look at her face. Look at her face.
Oh,
he said he's about to die in here. Yo, oh my gosh. And they cleaning him. They're all flashing him up right now. It's crazy. And he's still on phone. And then she's like, bro, what's going on with you? And then she turns it off. I'm sorry.
Hey, look.
He lied.
Tattered.
Yo, that's how Wolverine was looking after he fought Cyclops in the change room.
Yo,
Wolverine paid Gambit to do that. They did that on purpose.
Yo, facts. I did. That's something that I really enjoyed about X-Men, the animated series, is that there were so many. They were not afraid to like go there, and I'm kind of optimistic about this series about 97 because this episode was very ambitious, and they still went through with it, and I enjoyed that part.
Not even just that, but even like the speech that Magneto gave in last week's episode, like that for Disney.
For Disney,
like
official.
It's such a different speech than like the one that like Sam Wilson gave.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It was a way better speech than what Sam Wilson gave.
Yeah, that shit is real. That shit was real. What he said.
Yo, facts. So there's just two other points.
Nah, hold up. What did Alex said? Wolverine would have won that fight 5-1 against Apocalypse.
What?
Absolutely not.
Wolverine ain't good against long range people.
Wolverine was always in the hospital somewhere, always wrapped up in bandages.
Wait.
Nah.
I will say this.
He could pull up the episodes when he's in the hospitals. It's because somebody snuck him, or he was really getting it in so crazy.
He was getting it. And I do
front on him with that.
I do have to say this too. The fact that Wolverine knows that he'll recover, he uses his body recklessly, right?
Yeah,
like even in episode 1 where they're fighting the Sentinels in 97, Gambit does blow him up. I did a video like, no, maybe he just charged him and not blew him up. He blows up and propels himself on fire into the Sentinel. And that's because he knows he's going to recover from being blown up. And so it's funny. Animated show is not a good fighter comic. It reminds me of Luke Cage, which I call their fighting style like annoyed. There's no reason for someone like Luke Cage or for like Wolverine to be like technically good fighters, because they don't need to be. They have they themselves are weapons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, comic book Wolverine is like a trained samurai.
But this one is.
Yeah, I'm about to say Wolverine from the comics and from this, let's be clear, because I know Frankie been watching. So he faces the Silver Samurai, and when he fights, he actually be hand to hand. He really don't be losing like that, bro.
He doesn't throw
hands on things. Like when he fights certain people, he's gonna lose because the matchup. He can't fight Magneto. He can't fight Apocalypse. He can't. He just absolutely has no chance against certain people. It's just like matchups.
And I think that's very realistic, right? Like, what would he do against any of them? But I will say, I agree with you that Wolverine is a skilled fighter, but I don't think he's that skilled. I don't think they convey that in the animated series, and I think that's just the shortcomings of the animations. Like they couldn't do something where they show him, so they're just gonna have him slash around. You know what I mean? Versus like, I want to see the man do taekwondo. You know what I mean? Like this man got hands. But I will say
military training. All of that stuff is in the animated show, bro.
It is
all of that stuff.
He does have military training, and they show it. And they showed that he also, even in this, has a really good nose. And he is, for all intents and purposes, really helpful. And to my point before, what I really like about Wolverine is he knows he's invulnerable. Like it's going to be really hard for him to get hurt, or he's going to recover from it. So there's so many times where he's just like in the series, someone brings him up in the air and he cuts them. He's like, drop me, fuck it. I'm gonna be all right.
He fights the whole Alpha Flight in the episode Repo Man.
That's the episode, yeah.
He fights the whole Alpha Flight, and he's giving them work, bro.
He's giving them work.
When they get captured, and you, I was about to roast you because you was like, look what Cyclops did to Sinister. Who got them released? Who's the only one that didn't get captured and got them released?
Whoa. Why did he get captured though? Let's say it.
He jumped off the cliff.
He jumped off the cliff. The rest of them can't jump off a cliff.
That is not his problem. That's like saying Storm shouldn't use her powers because she's able to use her powers.
That's fair. And
that's not that's part of his being.
That's fair. And I didn't say anything bad about Wolverine there. I just said Cyclops was there. Cyclops is there, and Wolverine was being a hater. In episode 1, Wolverine was in the back seat of the jet. He wasn't even front seat. He was in the back talking about, yo, fuck you. You ain't shit. You ain't never been shit. That baby ain't shit. Like, he's just roasting him the whole ride. And I was like, Wolverine, relax. He did say that.
He's still mad because he knew they were about to leave. So he like, damn.
I'm gonna go right on to that episode.
The woman that don't want me, that I'm still pining after, she about to leave the mansion.
She don't never want to show the episodes when my boy's cooking though. She don't never want to show when he's in that gumbo. She don't never want to do that.
I didn't mark those. I didn't mark those episodes.
Conveniently.
I didn't mark those episodes, but
they do know how to use Wolverine. Like that moment when they were fighting in like the Inferno, Bishop grabbed him and just like threw him.
I threw him at Beast with so much force that Beast got pushed back, and I was like, I thought immediately of a dwarf. Eric, I knew you like that. Knew better, but Eric. Ever since I watched Lord of the Rings, I learned that you could throw dwarves. I've been doing that in Baldur's Gate 3 too, where you could throw a dwarf, you could throw it at people, you could throw people. And so I felt that way about Wolverine, where they threw him into someone else, and he wasn't even mad about it, right? Like one thing about Wolverine, I think they try to portray him as being this like toxic man child, especially in the 95. And yeah, he's thirsty and has no boundaries, but especially
He's
with
mad
Morris.
sensitive in that episode. In those episodes, though, he's mad sensitive.
Yeah.
So he's a loner and all that, but he's been through so much. But he's mad sensitive
Oh,
all
he's
the time.
sensitive. What's the
Super
what he
sensitive.
said?
He did get
I'll
mad
get
when
no
Beast-
peace.
in the anime when Beast threw him over that gate. He got mad.
He got
He
mad.
got mad.
But that's because
Yo.
Beast was trying to play him because he threw him and then he went like this to Cyclops. So he threw him and that's the Cyclops. I got you, boy. What's up? And then he lightly jumped in. And there were 3 women in there that could fly. And there was also Jean Grey who could have mentally moved him
She would have
over.
passed out if she did that. She would have passed
Yeah.
out.
I think they was joking with each other. I thought that was mad funny. I thought they was joking with each
Him
other.
and Beast are also very close.
Very cool. Him and Beast are very cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
and you kind of see it too in the Phoenix saga when he's tripping because Jean is sick. Beast goes to him and says, "Let's go get some bitches." But then they couldn't get a cab because of Beast. But like he walks up to him, he's like, "You want to go see some hoes? Like you worried about this one?" And then he's like, "Let me get a cab," and he tries to go get a cab, and then they say no. So and so Wolverine deads the night, but they're definitely like very close, and I think that Beast nature of it is why they connect, right? Like that animalistic nature, I think, gives them a connection.
Yeah. Yeah, they would have took Cyclops' ass too. I'm thinking about the time when Sinister kidnapped them, and they would have took Cyclops' ass, but guess who saved them? Wolverine. Man, that's crazy. Oh yeah, down when they was in the sewers and they was fighting Lady Deathstrike and the Reavers, he was giving them fits. Damn, that shit crazy. Hold on, let me keep on thinking about.
Why was they in the sewer? Why were they in the sewers?
Yeah, Lady Deathstrike.
Whose mess is that? Whose mess is that?
It's Wolverine's mess. I'm not saying he's not messy. It's definitely his mess, but he is that guy though. He was cleaning it up.
Not more fussy.
How do I kick people out the chat?
More fussy.
How do I kick people out the chat is the question, yo.
Yo, y'all is wild. Y'all first of all,
this chat is always gonna be wild, and we're so off topic.
But Frankie, you kind of brought it up last week when we went live, but you was like, "So Morph."
I did bring up the Mortussy.
You did bring up you brought up the more fussy.
That is my fault. I created this environment. I did. I did create this environment. I'm so sorry.
Yo, they're gonna have more fuck somebody in this show. They're gonna have more gifts.
And I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want that for Wolverine. I want him to move on.
Yo, not you.
I want him to move on. Yo, let's be true. Morph is giving good buns.
Yo, you know
top
what?
tier buns.
I won't even be mad at it. Go ahead, Wolverine.
Whatever you
want.
You gotta get it some kind of way, Wolverine. Go ahead, do what you gotta do.
What is Morph? Let's see.
Oh dang!
You trying to
get the stream?
Who gonna tell him?
Yeah, you trying to get the stream demonetized?
Who gonna tell him? It is Morph. Okay, so last week I did insinuate that Morph could turn into a woman and they could have a heterosexual relationship. That would be the PG. So if he turned into a woman, that would be the Morph fussy. I think that's right.
Yeah, that's a PG way of explaining it.
Yeah. Before we get demonetized, YouTube don't play that. YouTube don't play that. But yeah, I did want to finish off. Well, 2 things, obviously, the scene after this, but I did want to talk about Madeline. Oh, before I do, because this is hilarious. It's ever changing, and that's a fact. You ain't never gonna get tired. But I did want to talk about this dynamic. This is definitely a moment where I felt like things were rushed. Because like, where did she get the name Madeline?
Yeah,
from?
call me Madeline Pryor. Where you get that
last name too?
Yeah.
Where? How?
I didn't understand that, but I definitely think it was interesting to me. Like, how was Jean going to come to grapples with the fact that everyone didn't know who she was for God knows who long, trying to figure out how long she's been in the, like, what memories are real, actually hers, and what are Madeline's. Because Madeline, I think, is going to be good. Like, which one do you think is worse off?
Well,
I think Jean will be personality wise, Jean, but Madeline, she don't got that money from the mansion no more. Like, where's she gonna go?
She's a She's a
She is a
telepath.
telepath, but she kind of
Learning a
made a
lot.
point in that first episode that she don't want to just go in people's mind like that.
She
Like when
going
when
until
he
that
told her to do
Rendu.
that to Magneto, she was
Until
like, "I'm
I
not doing that."
until that Rendu. Oh, good. People are also
And then also like she remembers more of the child. Like she doesn't have her child. She doesn't have like. I kind of feel. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like Madeline might be a little worse. I don't know. Alex kind of said both for different reasons.
I think it's a situation where they're both going to need therapy, and I'm sad that they're not.
Yeah, they need the professor bad, and he ain't around.
And he's not around. He ain't never there when they need him, low key. Like every season, he gone for 5 or 6 episodes,
Yeah,
doing whatever.
he's
He
always on some
enjoy
wild
his
shit.
life in another dimension. I will say last stream, I was talking about Storm and how I didn't think she would lose her powers for more than an episode or so. And I think they're insinuating that she'll get it at least by the end of next episode. What do you guys think?
I
I
think
feel like that's a season ending one. They're gonna fix that.
You think we still won't see her for the
I don't
rest
think
of
they're
the
gonna get.
season?
I think they're gonna do it like it's gonna be a big old fight at the end of the episode, and then all of a sudden, who gonna pull up? Storm, and then everybody saves. She saves the day. But I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna hold it. I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna hold it.
And I think that makes sense, but I think the reason why I don't believe that is because like the way that they moved through this episode, this Madeline Pryor storyline, I was like, clearly they in a rush.
But they aren't doing as many episodes as the original series.
They did
So,
10.
Yeah, they're doing 8 or something like that, right?
Because like I'm looking up the
think it's
episode.
10.
Yeah, I'm looking up the episode titles, and episode 6 is called Life Death, and that's the episode where Storm was all, or that's the part in the comics. There's a part in the there's a comic book called Life Death, and that's when Storm was all depressed, and that's when they actually gave Storm back her powers and everything like that. And that says episode 6. So if anything, Storm not gonna get her powers back until the end of episode 6, maybe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. My boy
Episode
doing the
6.
research over there.
I think, yeah, because this I say the next episode's 4. I say 5, but I don't think it's gonna be season finale. I think is my point. Like I think we're gonna at least get 2 episodes with it, and it'd be a tragedy that she would be gone. But I also feel them on like if we're gonna make Storm as OP as she really is, her being around makes a lot of the fight. It takes away the gravity of a lot of fights, right? Like the minute she came to the Sentinels, she took it out.
It was over,
She,
Yeah.
she took him out. So like we'll see.
But you can say the same by Magneto. They're all metal. The Sentinel, he could take out Sentinels like
You're
that.
right. But he wasn't there.
No, he wasn't. Yeah, you're right. But he is now, though. So
He is
like,
there.
But remember the last time he fought the Sentinels, he couldn't do that to them because they changed their thing.
Yeah, they
not
changed the alloy.
Yeah,
but no,
they
it
changed
is
their thing.
so Life Death episode 4 is like it's Life Death part 1, and then episode 6 is Life Death part 2. So I'm thinking she's not gonna be in episode 5, and then they can conclude it in episode 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, Morph been given with the cameos. That magic cameo was so fire, bro.
Y'all
I'm still confused about that whole like.
When did he meet Magic?
When did he meet Magic? When did he meet like their cameos for us? But in terms of the animated series, when did these people show up in the show?
Well, Magic was there in the show, but Morph didn't meet her.
Yeah, I'm saying when
Magic was in one of the episodes.
But they didn't meet.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, when did he meet these people for him to turn into them?
And
where he get the sword from?
Oh yeah, so the thing about
Morph is gone for a long time, so we don't know what he
was doing. I will say this about Morph because a lot of people were asking. So Morph is not like Mystique.
Morph is different.
Mystique can just change her appearance, and that's why we see Mystique change into politicians and like normally humans. Her whole thing is espionage, and like she got hands just in case she gets in trouble, but she's not someone who's offensively here to fight. And even when we see like the backstory of Rogue, we see that she prepares a team around her that's strong. And she's kind of like Professor X, where she sits back and she's the mastermind. Morph can morph his like DNA to be other people. So he doesn't just look like them. He becomes them essentially. His power set isn't as strong. So like if he turns into Storm, he's not gonna have the power level of Storm, but he's still going to be able to like manipulate. I want to say not control, but manipulate the weather in some way.
So the only thing I gotta correct you on is he can only do physical mutants. He can only so if Storm, he can't do Storm's powers because that's not a physical thing she's doing.
Okay.
So when he turned into Colossus, for example, he can be like Colossus, but to a certain extent, he can't be like as strong as Colossus.
Right.
But it's damn near like he's tough like Colossus and all of that. So it's those physical mutants. He can turn into Magneto, but he wouldn't be able to control metal and shit like that.
Because he would be like when he turned into Angel, he was able to fly.
Yeah, he's able to fly
because he has the wings. Yeah. Or he was Psylocke, but he wasn't using Psylocke's powers.
Exactly. So he can do physical things with the mutants. Like, so if it's Beast or something, he can be big like Beast and kind of strong and all that, but not to the extent of the original person or whatever.
Yo, someone said Morph not on their roster. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Morph is an asset. Morph has been doing nothing but cooking the entire time. Whoa. I don't know if you guys know, but Zeno Robinson, famous voice
we got a
actor.
celebrity in the chat. What is going on?
What? The voice of Hawks. Akira from Zom 100.
I'm listening to Zeno. I'm listening to Zeno right now. This audio book that I'm reading called.
They let him play White Flash, not Wally. He was Barry fucking Allen. That's how big of a voice actor. And as you can see, he's black as fuck. So welcome.
Yo, welcome, man. What's up?
Yeah, Zeno. Are you on X-Men? If not, we gotta get you on season 2. You know, but I was also
he got a secret voice cameo.
He don't never be telling. He don't never tell us. Like I actually personally know Zeno. He'll be like, oh, or he won't even announce it after it comes out. I'll be watching something. And I'll be like, is that Zeno? And I'll text him like, bro, are you in this? He's like, yeah, that's me. That's a good ear. I'm like, tell us when you about to do something. Zeno's in the credits for vibes, yo. That's how you find out. That's how you find out.
Zeno, are you voicing Blood Justice, the second book that's about to come out? I'm like, I need to know. I'm like used to his voice now. It's
right.
Clown.
He's very good voice, man. Yeah, hilarious. Zeno's hilarious. A funny story. I was losing my voice and I had to do a panel at a con, and he goes, Frank, you want some throat coat? And I was like, excuse me? I was shocked. And if anyone meets this man, he's the most wholesome man. So he says it to me quiet. And I'm thinking I'm living in like a Wayne Brady situation where I was like, these people don't even know the real Zeno. And this is like, I'm seeing the real one. How am I going to react to that? And then he pulls out like a special tea for like voice actors called throat coat. That's supposed to
you thought he was being dirty.
I don't know what it meant.
Yo,
and I was
scared. Wild though. That does sound wild.
It's very wild.
Not a vanilla surprise.
The New York in me had an AO from the depth. He isn't Blood Justice.
He's in Blood Justice.
And got to see it through. That's a long game. Game, let me tell you. But yeah, that she was he said, how uncouth. and so now I'm the bad guy, right? For thinking that because he
because when you said it, my mind went crazy.
That's what I'm saying. But he's trying to make sure that I don't lose my voice before my big moment on stage. And I'm like,
nah, you gotta fix that, my
G. He didn't name the product. That's legitimately the name of the product.
Yo, Zeno, you wilder than Morph was in this third episode. Yeah. You wild for that.
Zeno was kind of wild. I actually could see Zeno voicing Morph. He would be an excellent voice actor for Morph, I think. He has like that type of like humor, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that being said, if you guys had to rate it this episode 1 through 5, Frankie Flames, what would you rate it and why? Wait, I'm new here. Do I be making big moves? I make medium-sized moves.
Frankie made the biggest moves out of everybody.
I be doing journalism sometimes.
Everybody here, Frankey be making big moves.
I be doing journalism, so I do a lot.
Zeno Robinson is in the chat because this is a Frankey stream, so like that right there should tell you.
No, we're legitimately boys. I'm gonna tell another story. He's gonna get upset. I met him as a fan, and I was like, "Hi, I'm such a big fan," and he was like, "I gotta go, sis. You gotta go." But this is like during COVID, so I had a mask. So he's like, that's great. Like, do you want a picture? Like, what's up? And it was very awkward. And then he just kind of leaves. And then later I'm at like an industry party and he pulls up and he's like, oh my God, fantastic, Frankey. And I'm like, you were just weird to me 10 minutes ago. You just played me. And he was like, oh no, I didn't know who you were, the mask, da, 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 da. But ever since then, we've been like really good friends. But Zeno makes big moves. He has a handler everywhere I go. He has the longest line.
Google Zeno Robinson. You'll see who he is.
Very, very, very big guy. I think he's going to be Phil Lamar level in the next 5 years. The only reason why I wouldn't say he's Phil Lamar is just simply because Phil Lamar has been working for a longer span of time. But in terms of like, don't let her gaslight you about the story. This is the issue. I have the mic and this is my podcast. So the story going to be whatever I say it is. And right now that's the story. I don't know if this is true. So we're going to keep it at my story. But back to X-Men, the anime series. What would you rate this episode from 1 to 10?
Or if he was doing the Frankey Flames.
I'm sorry, Frankey Flames. 1 through 5, Frankey Flames.
I'm going to give it like a 3.5 or 5.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3.5.
3.5 out of 5?
The 4, like I was, because of it's like he said, it's so quick. It was so fast, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would give episode 2 like.
I would give 2 5.
2, I would give a 5. 1, I would give a 4 and a 4.
4.5. Yeah. So
out of the 3, I like this one the least. But it doesn't mean I dislike this episode.
I still liked it. It's just like he's like
it's still the episodes are so good that if you're comparing it to itself, I agree with like all of you. Like a 3 to 3.5, I think is very fair if you're comparing it to episode 1 and 2. But if you're comparing it as an episode itself, like a standalone episode, I want to say it's closer to a 4. Because the only thing is the rush, right?
The rush, yeah.
The rush. And I didn't really feel the rush until the last like 5 minutes where we don't check in on Morph again. And, Madeline just pulls out that name from nowhere.
Also, this is a nitpick. How is this baby still breathing in that water?
Like, the baby was having fun. The baby was
not even just breathing. He was crying.
No, this is like the amniotic type of stuff they put like Wolverine in and stuff like that. The special science fluid.
Man, cut this.
Yeah, I know science.
She dragging it.
Why y'all let me
amniotic fluid? You breathing because you got the little tube, whatever. The tube.
Yeah. No, but thank God you have a.
See, Frankey, this is why people be on your ass because
no. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes they be in the fluid and they be.
I know what you're talking about.
They got science fluid. Like this girl uses her mind to get people around. I think we can suspend belief about this man being in fluid.
The baby breathing underwater. All right.
This is not water. This is science.
It's liquid. It's a liquid.
Science
liquid. Okay. Some magic shit too. Whatever powers he got.
It's magic. Science goo.
Before you break out though, you need to pull up the trailer for Marvel Rivals.
The game?
The game?
Yeah.
This not a Marvel podcast.
I know it's the X-Men is Marvel.
Storm is in there.
Yeah,
Storm is in there. Yo, this shit is.
I'm gonna pull it up.
It's fire.
I'm gonna pull it up. So Big Kid Al said you gotta use the throat coat. It's throat coat. It's throat coat. I'm gonna throw on this. What is it called?
It's called Marvel Rivals. That
I wonder. Can I do it with sound?
I wouldn't trust. I wouldn't trust it.
I don't think I could do it with sound.
Not even the trailer. Damn.
Nah, because they'll
Yeah,
demonetize
they'll
us.
not even just demonetize, but they'll like block some of the like depending on the copyright. Anything
Yeah.
that has music, they'll block it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They'll like
All right, we'll play
they
this.
might cancel the stream. They might cut the stream off.
So this is a game? Is it what kind of game is it?
It's basically
You ever
Marvel
play Overwatch?
Overwatch.
Yeah, you ever see Overwatch? Play Overwatch? It's like Overwatch, but this shit is fire though.
Not Frankie trying to set trip on DC. Yo, let me tell you why. When I did a premiere at a comic book shop during Black History Month for my second episode of Fighting Words, and what they gave me some like questions to ask people, like Black History Month questions, and they were almost all exclusively Marvel. And so I'm asking them, and I was like, "Y'all don't got no DC questions." So I started asking DC questions, and they're like, "Oh, we thought you were a Marvel girl," and I was like, "Gay?"
Oh, you a DC girl?
Nah, she watched Gotham. She said Gotham Knights was her
No,
favorite show.
I did
Oh,
not
yeah,
say Gotham
yeah, she
Knights
got
was my
control.
That
favorite
was
show.
her favorite. That was
That's
her
a
favorite
lie.
show.
This is a lie. This is a lie. I
Look at
said
Magic right there. Woo!
I
Getting
said
it
that
in.
I had to watch and see what was going on with Gotham Knights.
And she was defending it.
And I almost died. Watching it. I was watching it and I was eating and I almost died choking from laughing. And all I could think of as I'm like trying to give myself the Heimlich is I cannot die. And then this coroner finds me with Gotham Knights on my television. And like, that's what they're going to think. Like, and just this being the last view that I watched. So I just stopped there. I only saw like the first half of the episode, but I'm DC down.
Frankie's DC down.
This is nothing
Nah,
like Overwatch.
It's just like Overwatch. Actually, I don't know if you was watching, but it's just like Overwatch.
I don't actually play Overwatch. I only play hold on before Madam Web play on my stuff. I only play Baldur's Gate. I've been playing a little bit of Final Fantasy, and I played Gotham Knights, and that was pretty fun too. So I need to play. But yeah, that was actually it. We are doing this every Wednesday. I need to figure out how I'm going to do it. I'm going to Korea for 2 weeks in April. I'm going on vacation.
But talking about doing big things, fan. She just
fancy.
And it wasn't even like it wasn't even like she planned this for years. She was just like, I need a break. I'm going to Korea. Like,
I am going to Korea, but
this what happens when you famous. You could just
my sister lives there, and I realized with House of the Dragon coming out this year, with the strike being over, it's going to be a jam-packed summer, and April would be the only time that I could visit her. But I still do want to at the very least, do these lives. I won't be doing as many videos, so I'll try to figure it out. I don't know what
because the time difference is crazy.
Yeah, but it'll be 8 a.m.
Okay.
So I'll wake up and first thing in the morning we can do this. But I'm going to Seoul, so that'll be great. But yeah, I'll figure it out. I do want to at least at the very least do it. I can't actually. I couldn't go if I wanted to go to North Korea. But yeah, I gotta see Busan.
Then she go with that name shit again. She called it North Korea.
Yeah, Korea. Yeah, I heard that. But you said so. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Y'all gonna let me live. Y'all gonna let me live.
Until you let Wolverine live, you're not living.
Whatever, y'all. Whatever. Thanks everyone for joining. We are at 340 people in this stream, and of them, 297 are on my Twitter. I should have been streaming on Twitter. I didn't know Twitter was popping like that. Please tell everyone where they can find you.
Who going first?
Let's let our guests know better. Please tell everybody where they can find you.
First and foremost, thank you to for letting me come up on y'all platform. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Like I said in the beginning, New Better Do Better. I am a Lord of the Rings content creator, lore expert, all of that stuff. You can find me on TikTok as my main platform at New Better Do Better, just like that, how it's spelled. And on every other platform, the same thing. You know what I'm saying? If you type in New Better, my name is going to pop up first. So thank you very much for allowing me in your space, and I really appreciate it. So
we always welcome New Yorkers here. Okay.
Oh, you already know.
Yeah, Mike is honorary New Yorker. So because he's from Jersey.
Dirty Jers.
Dirty Jers. Please, Mike, tell everyone where they can find you.
Hey everybody, my name is Michael, Black Gay Comic Geek, and I review nerd shit. I always say things I love to talk about has blood, sex, gore, and magic, and I talk about it from a queer perspective. So come follow me on the channel. Also, for those that are watching on my channel, y'all already know Frankie, but follow New Better, Do Better. And you know, I'm rooting for everybody black. So
Appreciate you.
Give the love, spread the love all around.
Love
Let
it.
it spread wash all over you like the throat coat.
Hey, yo. So
Hey,
crazy.
yo.
So crazy.
Yo, no Diddy. What
No
they say now?
Diddy.
No
Hey, yo,
Diddy.
no Diddy.
They're wild.
Thank you both for joining me today. I'm definitely going to do this next week. Same time next week. And what I do before this, if you guys want, I do host a live watch party on my Discord. So if you go to any of my platforms, I have it linked in my link tree. Join my Discord. We're nerdy. It's safe there. I have the bots. I'm making sure you guys aren't wilding out in there. And before we do the review, I watch the episode with people in my Discord. So you guys can watch the episode with me. If you don't have Disney Plus, that's a great opportunity for you to watch the episode for free on my Discord and just chat it up. We talk about it for a little bit and then we hop on here so I could talk with my guests. Thank you guys all for coming. I'm not sleepy, so I'll probably be playing Baldur's Gate if you guys want to join me on YouTube after.
I'm play Final Fantasy.
Okay, throw that on there.
I'm gonna go play Overwatch.
Everybody, y'all some nerds, y'all. Y'all some nerds.
Hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button.
You just say you playing Baldur's Gate and you calling somebody else a nerd. How?
Baldur's Gate is the greatest game of all time, and it transcends.
Look, my nerdiness will not allow me to exceed a certain level. Like I ain't playing Magic the Gathering.
You are
I ain't playing none of that shit.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, you're a Lord. That's like the same thing.
Yo, black people,
I understand
particularly New York black people, will roast you on things that they doing.
Nah, I listen. I'm not playing no Magic the Gathering. I'm not playing
Tony Weaver.
What you call that shit? It's that shit they be playing Dungeons and Dragons. Nah.
He said, I'm on Valorant.
My swag just don't allow for me to exceed a certain level of nerdiness. Nah.
Are we gonna play in Super Smash Bros? I am terrible in that, but we can see. I will say this about Baldur's Gate. To me, it's not a game for the nerdy, right? You could get buns in it. Like it's a lot of fun. Like that's half of the game is romance. Who you gonna romance?
Who you gonna romance?
And it's part of like when you meet people, you're like, who you romancing? And you figure out what type of person they are. But even beyond that, I think what makes Baldur's Gate so incredible, it's not even, people don't even want to finish it, right? It's about like how different. I've played it 2 or 3 times at this point. And every time I play, I'm playing something different.
Yeah,
like the race that you chose, I chose to be a drow at one point, and they were so racist. I restarted the game. I was like, I can't be black here too. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah, I just finished my playthrough as a drow. Yeah, they were hella crazy.
Like I walk in and they'll pull a knife on me. They pull a gun on me immediately. I'm like, bro, I'm here to chill. I just came to dance and that's it.
They want to see your slave papers. Like you.
Facts. It's
Zeno. I'm sorry, I can't do it, man. That's where my nerdiness ends, baby. That's where my nerdiness ends.
You said Buns and got him thinking he raised.
He definitely raised the eyebrow. He was like,
he said, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I didn't know. But yes, do better. I hope you could join us next week if you have time. This was a lot of fun.
Let me know, man. I'm gonna shoot you my number in the joint, man.
Yay. Yeah, I do.
No funny shit.
No funny shit.
People
I
weird.
Just heard your wife. I just heard your wife in the background.
That was my son. That was my son.
Oh, that was your son? Damn.
Yeah, that was my son.
Tell him I said that.
So you sound like a girl. So you sound like a girl, but that's all right.
Don't tell him I said that. But yes, please join us. We will be here. I will at the very least be here every Wednesday at 9. So make sure you watch that episode before 9 p.m. And if you don't, you can join me at 8 on my Discord. Thank you all for joining me. And if you guys still want to stream with us, I'll be on YouTube playing Baldur's Gate in 20 minutes.
Thanks for the shout out too, Mike. I appreciate you.
No problem.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. Take care.
Peace.